Welcome back, guys. Gonna start putting everything together here. Just threw the cam seals in. I don't know why I didn't film that. Didn't feel like it though. You can kind of see it back behind there, but that's gonna keep all the oil from coming out of the front right here. And now I'm down here working on getting the crank sprocket on. That goes with the cam gears up here. Makes it all spin as one. And I got this nice Nitto timing set here. It comes with this back washer, and it's got the gear here with the 2 bolts, so it's easy to pull out. And then this one is going to be our belt guide up front. I do like these. Supposedly it's supposed to help with strength and not destroying them, kind of like, because these are the old ones. Like this one's just the old stock one, but like this one's all bent, got destroyed. The gear's fine, but this is just supposed to be stronger stuff. Stronger, better precautionary measure, because I'm not trying to have anything go wrong here. The only shitty part is I had the Woodruff key in. This will focus. Which is the Woodruff key goes in your crank right here, so it fits in that little slot. And this holds like that crank sprocket on it. It holds the balancer, so everything spins simultaneously. So if that thing happens to break, I'm fucked. But that is why we go to the single key rather than the double, and we're going to this new timing set here. Hopefully this Nitto one works a little better, doesn't destroy my pump, not eat into it either. It's kind of got a cushion right there, so hopefully it works all right. I mean, they make good shit, so I'm gonna put this Woodruff key back in. We'll throw the gear on, and I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna time it for sure. I haven't decided. I can run a top dead center pointer that goes with just the PRP pump rather than running the whole bottom cover. I don't know, it might work a little better. Plus my bottom cover is kind of janked up. It's been through a lot, but I don't know. They want $150 just for that pointer, which is a little pricey for, I don't know. I mean, it's cool because you can get the same color, but I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to get everything timed up first, and then I'll go from there on what I want to do. All right, so I'm going to take the Woodruff key, line it back up down here at the bottom of the crank. I'm just going to kind of pound it in here, take a flathead and get to the back that I can't really get. That should be all right. Then I can grab the gear here, the nice Nitto gear, line it up with that Woodruff key. Might have to pound that in a little more because it's doesn't look right. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Yeah. Well, that's a stock one. It sucks because these have bolts in them, but Not pushing fucking 1,000,000 horsepower, so I mean it should be all right. And it's still meh. I don't know. The gear's not like a huge necessity. Just would have been nice to switch, but I'm also gonna file that shit down just for it to just get it to work, you know. Well, that's what the balancers are gonna look like on there. I gotta throw the timing belt on first, but I'll show you the issue I was having here. The gear, Woodruff key has, you know, the slot for it to go on. This Nitto one isn't machined out enough right here, so mine doesn't fit. But my stock one does, which really ain't no fucking difference. This one's probably a different material, but like, dude, man, like it'll be alright. Like I'm not gonna blow anything up from the crank here, and if I do, dude, we got major issues. So we got exhaust cam, intake cam. Intake cam is the single bolt for the VCT gear, and the regular for the exhaust cam, because there's no VCT on this one. If you look in here, this is the half moon style for the cast, rather than like it's like a spline sprocket for 26 stuff. If you're doing 26 covers, grind this bolt down. I don't know about this one, but grind this one down just to be safe. But you got to make your own hole for this. It looks kind of fucking stupid, but have to grind this one down. If you look here, this is the back of my gear. See where it was hitting on right here? So it was actually catching this bolt, and I didn't put two and two together. The first time I put it together, because this cam gear was like just ever so slightly further forward, so it was probably trying to pull the cam this way, which is why I was having the issue with my old cam of feeding shit through my motor. So it was not a Kelford issue. It's me being stupid, which really sucks because I didn't mean to bash him, but yeah, that's my bad. Sorry. But besides the point here, let's throw these on here. This is the VCT gear. Looks like this. This gear can actually turn depending on what the motor is telling it to do. It's got the little indent right there. That's going to go on this guy. So I'm going to kind of line it up already. Slide it on the cam gear and find that stud right there, and then just it's on there. Then you can take your bolt right there, kind of run it down by hand. Actually, I'm gonna make sure we got Loctite on the bolt, so you don't say that I didn't do it. I filmed this once and it didn't. I didn't hit record, so. But run this guy down by hand. Oop. Don't drop the socket. Fancy one. That's gold. It's got this dowel right here. This middle one is the dowel spot. So we'll kind of just put that on there. And then you take your 4 bolts. And again, there's red Loctite on there. Don't sue me because I didn't show you putting it on there. I put it on the last video, but you know, I'm special, okay? Alright, kind of get those hands started, then you can grab, it's an 11 mil. So that didn't feel good, so we're gonna back that off here, kind of move the cam gear a little bit. There we go. Start going in by hand, perfect. Then you can come over here and just use the socket. Really just go after them. Now this guy for the VCT gear, I believe, is 70 foot-pounds. I'm almost positive it is because it scares me every time I do it because I feel like I'm gonna snap it. And then these 4 on the intake gear, or sorry, the exhaust gear, I think it's 12 to 15. They're not too much. So these aren't as bad. This one, I mean, you have to, the intake cam for the VCT gear, you have to hold the cam and make sure it don't spin and shit like that. Because you ain't gonna get the 70 foot-pounds just holding it. Like, I'll be able to tighten these guys down to 15 without it moving, the actual cam, which is good because I don't have the motor timed yet. And you start moving shit around, you're gonna start bending valves. And from personal experience, you don't want to do that. You know, it's not good for the motor, and it's, you know, it wasn't good for my head. I had to buy a new head. It wasn't good for my wallet. All right, so those are hand tight. Grab my big socket here. All right, so that one's good, and we're gonna set it at 15. Right there. 15. Okay. Just a little, just like that. Try not to snap my cam here. Oh God. Just like that. So these guys are good now. And then there's a little, I don't know what you call it, cover for this right here. I wish they made nicer VCT gears so it would look better like this guy. Just make sure that's tight on there so it don't leak. And these guys should be good here. But man, they look good. All right, so about to put the timing belt on. You want to make sure that your cam gears line up with your timing marks, and the crank, the sprocket lines up with the timing mark right here. Make sure it lines right on the pump right here. Then the PRP gear, this guy right here lines up with this one. VCT gear right there and there. I got a Tomei belt. Just gonna kind of slide this on the crank first. Making sure we're on all the teeth tight. Don't want to have it skip any down there. Then we get to try to work this on here. Make sure the tensioner's loose. Make this easier. It's really not easy at all, but it's probably my least favorite part. Again, probably my least favorite part. Just putting that fucking belt on, man. Try to have it centered with the other gear. You really just want to have it centered in general on the actual cam gear. So once it's on there, you can move it pretty well. Kind of line up how you want it. Look at it, still make sure everything's still in time. This is still right there. It's still there. The bottom one is still there. We need to set the belt tension. It's going to be about 5 millimeters. So, got this guy. All as I want. And depending on where I start, maybe I just want to go from that 5 right here, 5 to 5.5. That's what I want for the belt stretch, going like this. Okay. So you can take your Allen and a 14 here. I'm going to loosen this guy back up. That way I can move this. And you see how that tensioner changes how tight the belt is. Okay. We're going to try to find 5 millimeters. Usually I'll set up against the water pump. Then you can see how that goes. So we're way loose right now. So then you come down to your tensioner. We're going to tighten it a little bit. Wrong way, sorry. Have it set right there. Right on 515. So might be a hair too tight. I like that right there. You can be 5.5. And be as close to 5 as you can. And we'll tighten. Make sure you have the Allen key in there. And you can tighten this guy down. I'll check torque spec on it. I think it's like 32 foot-pounds, something close to that. Now that we have the timing belt set, tension's good, the side's tight, tight, tight. Now you can turn this over. And you can get back to TDC here. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. Cool. We have this timed. Now, you can really start throwing shit back together. Alright, so I'm throwing on a lower cover right now. And yes, I am aware that I have a hole in it. I have that hole there. So in case we need to do something with the head, I can get to the bolts and the tensioner. The bolts and the Allen. Instead of ripping everything off. So this thing is kind of beat up. So got the Nitto one on. Fancy billet one. Goes like this, so that way the balancer sits on the inside. Just like that. It's flush with the cover. Just like stock shit. And I can line up the keyway on this guy. Kind of wiggle it on there. Because I don't really want to, I don't know if I want to tighten it down yet. Because if I do that, it just sucks to get off. I mean, it should be fine, but I got ARP crank bolt. This is my cash bracket that goes right there. It's kind of dirty, so I'm going to clean it quick. And that guy's going to just pop in right there. And then there's the 3 bolts that go in there. Clear Nitto timing cover. Goes right over that, like that. Cast. Half moon style. Gotta line it up in there. As you can see, lower side's there. So that means the gas is gonna go in like this. So that means I gotta have this lower style right here on the bottom. And I can kind of move it around here. Like that. should be in there. And we're just gonna snug these guys up. All right, here we go. Front's all put together. Cast is in there. Got the coil pack in there. Yeah, this thing's gonna be stout. I'll probably repaint these because I don't know what happened to them. They just feel like shit. The sides of them are nice and smooth, but the tops are just all coarse. You can see it. It just doesn't look good. So I'll take them off and repaint them again probably after I get it running. So the least of my worries right now. I'd like to just have it run first. But yeah, gonna get this thing in the car here soon. I haven't decided if I want to put the intake in before I throw it in because I got some wiring I want to fix. But I can always work around it, so I'll definitely throw the exhaust manifold on. But yeah, hopefully we'll be about ready.